Hello YouTube fam, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tina and I make videos on lifestyle, home, and DIY projects every single week. Today's video is a really fun one because I'm giving my apartment a little bit of a refresh. I'm basically changing up the common areas in my apartment, so my living room, my kitchen, and my dining areas. And I'm gonna show you guys some renter-friendly hacks as well as some really affordable ways that you can just refresh your space and make it feel new again. I'm also really excited to share that this video is sponsored by Faux. I've worked with them so many times in the past and I truly love all their products. So excited to show you guys what I picked out as well as share a special discount code for you guys. So be sure to stay tuned for that. I've been in this apartment for almost 6 months now, so it was time for a change. I'm really happy with how the space turned out and I think you guys are going to like it. So let's go ahead and jump into the refresh. Alright, so we're starting this video off by showing you guys what the apartment looks like currently. It is not the worst, but it's also not at its best, and I still have Christmas decor up, so let me show you guys what we're working with. So starting with this wall, I still have some wintry Christmas decor up. I think it's still pretty cute just because it adds some coziness and it is still winter time, but now it's time to put something new up, so I can't wait to switch this up, take these down, and just give it a new vibe. And then to pan on over, we just have the couch. Everything basically looks the same since I did the winter makeover. And I really love these green pillows, but now it is time to change it up and also do something fun to this wall, which I'm really excited for. A little nervous, but I think it'll turn out good. Okay, so panning on over, this part I'm a little nervous to show you guys because it's really not the prettiest sight, but it is my little craft table, which I just have everything set up like this right now. So currently this is where I film all of my videos. It's literally just in the middle of the kitchen, dining, and living room area. As you guys can see, it's just one big open space. So it's been really difficult trying to separate the different areas. And this is kind of taking over just because everything overflows. I basically keep everything on this side, but as you guys can see, it gets a little bit messy and I would rather have it maybe moved back there. So we're gonna try that out and see how we like it. It's not the best setup, but we only have a 1-bedroom apartment, so I'm just working with what I have. And then going over here, it is the dining room area. And as you guys can see, we have some cute Valentine's Day decor up. I really love these balloons. The heart one is already deflated and sad. It's time to take that down because Valentine's Day is definitely over now. And this box over here is actually where I put all my holiday decor. So as soon as I get everything off the walls, I'm gonna put it into this box and put it away. And then the last little area over here is my shelf, and I still love it so much. I really need to redecorate it because I utilize this area a lot, so everything's always changing, but I definitely want to switch it up here and just make it look a little more stylish. And then the last little area of my apartment is my kitchen. It is just all on one wall and I really haven't done much to it. As you guys can see, the shelf up there is kind of like a decor shelf, really just becomes storage. So just cleaning this up a little bit and also updating the hardware on here because it is still silver and I definitely want to change that up. So that's what we're working with, and the first thing that I do with any makeover or refresh is just to clean everything up. As you guys can see, it's very lived in right now. So let me clean everything up and then we can jump into the first little project for this refresh. Alright, so the first thing that I want to tackle in this space is this back wall right here, and you guys probably already know this is a sliding door basically, and that leads into our bedroom. When I first redid this space, I just put that little wall hanging thing up on there just because I didn't want to lose the light going into our bedroom, but I always thought that it'd be cool to wallpaper it because that would be such a fun feature wall, and since it's glass, it would come off pretty easily. But instead, to keep the light coming through, I'm gonna create a faux wall of windows basically, and this is actually an idea that a couple of you guys suggested when I first first redid this makeover. I'm excited to try it out because it's a super renter-friendly hack, but I'm also a little bit nervous in case it doesn't go out as good as I imagined it to be. So I did mock this up on the iPad, and this is what I'm going for. I think it's gonna look really cool and it's going to be super easy. So let me try to figure out the measurements and get this project going. Hello from VoiceOver Tina. To start this DIY, I measured the inside of the large glass panels, and then I did a little bit of math to figure out the midpoint to create a line down the middle. So I took 37 inches and divided that by 2, and then luckily the height of these was basically 100 inches. So it was really easy to just split these horizontally into 20 or 25 inches each. I had 2 different options, so I sketched out a 2x4 and a 2x5 on my iPad, but I still was not sure, so I ended up mapping it out with some tape to get a better visualization. And sometimes you just gotta get it up on your wall so you get a better sense of how an idea will look in your space. So I decided on doing 2x5 just because the 4 windows looked too large in this space. So now with my black masking tape, I started to tape it all down with my level in hand. So with everything already mapped out, I basically just taped down everything in small sections, and I would put my level up against it just to make sure that everything was straight and level as possible across each panel. And one thing that really helped me was just to take a step back just to see if everything looked good. Taping this large of a project and getting every angle exactly is going to be impossible, but if it looks okay to the naked eye, then it's probably good to go. And the tape that I'm actually using for this is a black masking tape, which kind of reminds me of a larger version of washi tape. This was the perfect width for my space, but it also comes in much larger or smaller widths depending on your needs. And I found it to be pretty easy to work with. So if I ever encountered an air bubble or needed to move the tape, it was really easy to lift up and adjust. The one that I got was $6 for the roll, so this is a super affordable project. And you can totally use something like electrical tape to get this same look, but with this tape I was very relieved that you couldn't see where the tape intersected and crossed each other. The edges of the tape was not very noticeable, so it looked very seamless even up close. To finish off the first door, I'm just going to take a straight edge like my little Cricut burnishing tool, and I wedged the tape into the little crevice of the edge. You could also use a credit card or a ruler for this part, and then all I did was take my X-Acto knife to cut a straight line across. This made a really clean line into the edge of the door, and I thought it looked so perfect. And now I just repeated that process with the other 2 doors, and luckily these are sliding doors, so I just moved them to the best place to work them on. And I even moved my couch to get a little bit more room, and this made it so much easier. I was getting more and more excited as I was getting this project done. This idea could totally be translated into other areas of your home if you're looking to create a cool feature wall. It's minimal and classic, but still adds a lot of interest, and I feel like these doors just look so much more stylish and purposeful. Before, I didn't really care for them, but now they look like an architectural statement, and I'm loving the new life that it's bringing into my tiny living room. So in total, this process took me probably about 2 hours to complete, which I don't think is bad at all, and I basically just continued working until it was my bedtime. Hello you guys, it's now the next day and I'm really excited to show you guys what the finished result looks like because it looks a million times better in the daylight. I'm really obsessed with it. So let me turn you guys around and show you guys the finished result. Okay, are you ready? Oh my god, it looks like a different apartment in here. I'm so obsessed with how this came out. Really can't believe how much of a difference it makes. Like, it really draws your eye upwards. It makes the space feel so much larger, and these windows actually look purposeful. It's honestly such a beautiful feature wall. Let me move back so you guys can see. Okay, is this better? Oh, it's darker. So here is the full thing. I literally sit right here when I work. So as I was working, I just could not stop staring at this. I think it looks so good. This was seriously so cheap to do, and I think it's such a great option if you're looking to add a feature wall without breaking the bank. And you could do so many different designs. I just think this is so beautiful because it kind of gives an industrial vibe slash like a French door vibe. Thank you to the people who suggested this idea. I think it just came out so good. It is so beautiful. I'm so happy to have it. And now we can get to styling the rest of the living room. So the next thing that we're going to tackle is the gallery wall, and this this is such a great way just to refresh your space by updating the prints that you have in your home. So as I mentioned in my intro, this video is sponsored by Faux, and I've loved working with them. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you've probably seen me work with them for previous makeovers, including my living room. So I'm really happy to refresh my space with a few new pieces from them, and I'm really excited to show you guys what I chose for this refresh. Aside from their prints and framed art, they also have so much more to offer for your space. They carry some really fun pillows, including the one right next to me. I absolutely love this one. And they also have a wide selection of rugs, furniture, and even lighting. Every single time I log onto their site, I seriously find the most unique pieces, and their whole collection includes products from emerging brands and artists, so you're always gonna find something new and unique for your home. I especially love browsing through their artist pages and finding someone that really resonates with my own personal style, and they also carry so many quality handmade items, which I really appreciate. So let me show you guys some of the new decor pieces that I picked out for this space to really complete the vibe. Alright, so the first item that I got is actually this pillow, and I've been wanting a pillow like this for a long time. This one is seriously the most perfect color ever. It's a little bit of a greenish yellow color, and I really love that. I don't have anything else like this in my apartment, so I think it's going to look really good on this couch and just bring so much color to it. And then the next item I got is this print. I absolutely love it. It is just so cool looking. There's also this cute little cheetah, and this is such a fun and vibrant piece. There's just so many patterns going on, and I think it's really gonna be a great piece in this gallery wall. And I'm actually gonna put it into this frame. That's why I bought just the print alone. This print is also from Faux. I absolutely love it. I don't know where I'm gonna put it next, but it's definitely not going anywhere. I'm definitely still gonna keep that. And the next item is this Los Angeles print. I really love this. I already have like a Chicago one, so I wanted to have one for Los Angeles. And I actually got this framed in a black frame just because I wanted to really tie in the black from the new windows that we have here. You can kind of see the vibe that's going on already. And then we also have this beautiful hand woven bowl. Seriously, so gorgeous. I love this because it has the warm tones in it, but it also has some of that black. So it's a little bit more different than my usual boho vibe. It's still boho, but more in a fun, vibrant way, a little bit more eclectic, and it's just gonna be a nice little refresh. I'm so glad that I'm able to do this just by hanging up some new wall art. It's really gonna change the entire feel of this place. If you guys liked any of those items or would like to check out Faux for yourself, definitely click on the link down below to get 25% off your entire order. The link is valid for 72 hours after you guys first click it, so be sure to shop it. I seriously love all their products, and I know you guys will find something that you love as well, so be sure to check them out. I'll pop up a photo of what the gallery wall looked like previously, but for the most part, I'm keeping the picture hangers where they are. The frames I picked out are relatively the same size, so this makes it easy to swap in and out new art. I also love adding in different elements into a gallery wall, like a mirror or a wall hanging, so this woven bowl is perfect to add some interest. The key with any gallery wall is trying to keep balance with the sizing as well as the colors. So you see that the warm tones really pull this gallery wall together, but then I add in some hints of black with the frame as well as with the bowl, and this just works together perfectly. Oh my god, you guys, I can't even begin to tell you how different it feels in with these new prints. Feels like I'm in a new apartment. I know that's kind of crazy to say, but this is just so different. I think that one needs to be leveled again. But this is like so different from what I usually choose, so I'm just really happy that I'm able to incorporate some blacks in here and really bring in a different vibe to this space. I love that I'm able to expand this, so as you guys saw, I added that one up there, and I know I'll probably add more, but it just looks so good. I'm in love. So in these next few clips, you're going to see that I really struggled with getting the layout to a place that I was happy with it. It's definitely not ideal to have a desk right across from your kitchen, but with working from home and filming projects at nighttime, I just needed to make the space that I do have work for my needs. I'm sure many of you guys can relate if you're working from home too and had to make space for a home office or a work desk in your homes over this past year. And like I mentioned earlier, I need to see something in person to visualize it. So I had this all mapped out in my brain, but when I went to change the layout, it just didn't feel right to me. I moved stuff around like 5 times. I was taking things out and putting things back in, and eventually I went to bed to sleep on it so I could look back at it again with a new set of eyes in the morning. And honestly, that's just how it goes sometimes. You just gotta leave it alone and take a step back so you can come back to it with more confidence. Good morning, guys. As you guys probably saw in that last clip, I was struggling on figuring out a layout for that whole area. It's a very challenging space to try to style but also make functional, so I think that I came up with a good solution that will fit our needs. So let me show you guys what I did. So I put the dining nook right next to the living room, and I think this opens up the area so much more. I also switched out the chairs, so we have two sets of chairs, these brown ones and then the white ones over there. This is a nice little change. I really like that it is just its own little area. It's next to the living room, so we can kind of watch TV if we want to. And then over here, I think I really like this change just because this channel has really taken over our lives and also my apartment. So putting it into this corner really is going to help me just function better and keep clutter in this little corner only. When it was over here, I felt like it was overflowing into the rest of the apartment. So I like that I'm able to have my own little nook over here. And for this area, I think I'm just gonna put more of my art supplies just because it makes more sense at this point, and then move all of my actual dining and pantry stuff over here. And yeah. So if you guys watched my makeover video on this, I originally intended this area to be an open pantry, but to be honest, the more that I've lived here, the more that I realized that I just need more space for filming my DIY projects. So I'm dedicating this corner to be my little craft nook, and I'm putting some of my most used supplies on display, and this is really gonna help make this space inspire new ideas. It definitely took living here for a few months to better understand how I work in my space, and with a desk in the middle of the apartment, my supplies would end up on the floor or on the kitchen counters. So creating this dedicated area is going to hopefully avoid the overflow of craft supplies everywhere in my apartment. Styling the shelf was so much fun because I got to add some functional items as well as some pretty items, so there's definitely a balance of both. So I just styled these shelves, which I think looks really good. And the last thing that I want to do is to change out the hardware. So as you guys can see, these are silver, and then over here, I actually changed them to a gold color. So I just used this vinyl and it worked out pretty good. So I'm gonna do it to the rest of my kitchen. And these candles, for some reason, are really hard for me to find online to replace. So if you have handles that are similar, this is a really great renter-friendly hack. I found that it stays on pretty well, and it honestly makes such a difference, especially since all my cabinets are gray. This kind of warms it up a little bit and also is a very affordable option. So I'm gonna put those on, style the rest of the kitchen, and then we should be done. Alright guys, we are done with everything, so now it is time to reveal it to you guys, and I won't make you wait any longer, but let's take a look back at what it looked like before. I really loved how my apartment looked, but the biggest challenge was just to make things functional. My craft table was in the middle of the apartment, everything was getting so cluttered, and it just was not good for my mental space, so I'm really happy with everything that we did to change up the space. With a few changes of the layout and the styling and a new feature wall, I'm really excited to show you guys, so let's take a look at the after. you guys think of the refresh? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm just so happy with how everything came out. I am obsessed with the feature wall. Like, I can't stop looking at it. It's right in front of me and I think it's beautiful. It was such an easy and affordable way to just change up my space and give it some new life, and I'm so happy I did it. And the new gallery wall seriously was what I needed to complete the living room space, so thank you so much to Faux for sponsoring today's video. Again, if you guys are interested in checking out Faux and getting 25% off your entire order, be sure to click on the link down below. I'll have all the info down there. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below for new videos every single week. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you guys haven't already. I post on there every single day. And that is it for this video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!